Hi there, it's Sue here. Today I'm going to make these amazing wraps that are carnivore friendly, keto diet friendly, they're gluten free, they are suitable for almost all types of diets except for vegan, vegetarian, or if you're allergic to eggs. They only take basically three ingredients to make, and they stay super bendy and flexible, great for wrapping things up. And stay until the end of the video because I'm going to show you what I do with these for dinner. So I have my grill. I'm just going to move my camera so that you can see what I'm doing. This is a new thing that I've got my camera on, so I'm just kind of getting used to it. Bear with me. All right, so you can see my grill here. I've got it on 190. So this is just a hot plate. You could do this in a frying pan or whatever you've got. This thing here is just, this is fantastic. This is a DeLonghi grill. It has, you can turn it up and down manually, the top and the bottom, and you can get waffle hot plates and the flat one and the ribbed one for it. So I can highly recommend this thing. It's great. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to put a little bit of butter onto my hot plate. I don't need a whole lot because it's got a non-stick coating. You don't need a whole lot. So I'm just going to put that on there and kind of get that ready. All right. So I'm going to put in a half a cup of water into a bowl, plus 2 tablespoons of water. Now I have a tablespoon here somewhere. Two tablespoons of water. Okay. Alright. Just put the glasses out of the way. So we have a half a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of water in the bowl. And to that I am going to add 2 tablespoons of gelatin. So I'm using Davis gelatin that's made here in New Zealand. It's made from beef. It's bovine gelatin. A lot of the gelatines are pork, so if you don't like pork, this is a good option. So 2 tablespoons of gelatin into the water. Okay, just pop that over to one side. Now, I'm just going to give that a little bit of a mix around. Okay, and now the other ingredient is egg white powder. So this egg white powder I got from the keto store here in New Zealand, but there would be plenty of places if you're in another country probably that you can buy this. I'm just going to flick my hot plate back on again because I can tell that it's cooling down. And so I'm going to put 6 tablespoons of egg white powder in here. Okay, so 6 tablespoons of egg white powder. Pop that over to one side. Now I'm just going to give it. Okay, so as you start to mix this up, you'll see that it goes really thick and lumpy looking, and sometimes initially it looks like you've done it wrong. But if you keep whisking, it loosens up and the lumps start to disappear. And then it becomes the right texture. So you'll see there it's quite thick. And then to that I am going to add an egg. So sometimes I'll add 1 or 2 eggs. You don't have to add whole eggs to this, but what I find is if I add an egg or 2 to it, it makes the pancakes brown a little bit. Without it, when it's just the egg white, they don't brown, they just stay white basically. So I'm just gonna pop an egg in here, and of course adding that egg white just adds a little bit more fat. Didn't turn it on before. Adds a little bit more fat to the mixture as well. So to this amount you could add 1 or 2 whole eggs, just depending on the size of your eggs. So that's pretty much perfect. I'm just going to pop a little bit of salt in there because I am making these, oh that's pepper, these are savoury. So just salt to taste, and that is all ready to go. So I just got to wait on this heating back up again. Okay, so this is just beeped to let me know that it is ready to go, that it's come to temperature. Now, I've got a big spoon here because I'm going to make these fairly large because we're going to be wrapping food up in them. And so just going to pop that on there, maybe a couple of spoonfuls. And then just spread it out. So be careful you don't want to make any holes in it or leave anywhere that's too thin, but you just want to spread it out like so. Oops, made it a little bit thin over the edge there, probably. Just pop a little bit more mixture there. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Grab a plate to put these on. So we're just waiting until you can kind of see that most of the mixture is pretty much cooked, and sometimes they'll start to lift a little bit at the edge. If it doesn't lift but looks like it's cooked, you can still try it anyway with the spatula. Okay, so that looks like it's pretty much cooked on one side, and then we can see if we can flip this over without creating a disaster. Look at that. Now this mixture amazes me because normally when you make pancakes, if you did that, it would be a disaster, it would be all over the place. But these don't seem to do that. They hold together really well. The texture's really good. The texture's similar to a crepe, basically. If you make them really thin, they are very much like a crepe. So yeah, and they stay pliable and soft, and yeah, I was amazed the first time that I made these. I'll just turn it over quite often and just check to see whether it looks like it's cooked on the other side. I quite often do 2 on this hot plate if I'm doing them a bit smaller, but because I'm doing them fairly large today, I thought I would just do 1 and save the embarrassment of making a mess when they get stuck. Alright, first one down. So what I usually do is I just spread some of that butter around again and pop the second one on. Okay, so that's the last one. So this recipe has made 5 large flatbreads, or pancakes. It would make 10 you know, kind of normal half-size ones, just depending on what you're going to use them for. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Now these are flexible. They don't split, they don't break up. They're truly amazing. Like I said, I was just blown away the first time I made these. They are so easy and just so versatile. I mean, you can add erythritol or a sweetener if you're doing sweeteners to these to make pancakes. You can make them a bit thicker if you want to. You can add more egg to make them brown more. Just be aware, you know, if you add more egg, they're going to be more kind of eggy tasting. But like this, they don't taste really eggy at all. We have put whipped cream with vanilla and wrapped them up and just eaten them like that. That good. But tonight we are going to have these with some meatballs. I've got ground mince, we call it mince here in New Zealand, ground beef, and I think I'm going to make them into like sausage shapes so that we can wrap them up in these really easily. And then we're going to have some cheese and maybe a bit of mustard, and what else have I got in the fridge? I got some sour cream that I make with my kefir, and I bought some organic gherkins or pickles. These have got no sugar in them, so they not 100% carnivore, but not a bad option if you just wanted something just a little bit different. Depends on what you are eating, how strict you want to be with your diet. I've been pretty strict for the last month, and so I just thought I'm going to have some pickles on mine tonight. So yeah, so that's it. I will show you our finished result right after this.